Hoot hoot, how are you all today? I hope you're doing well. I am very nervous. I know you can only see a part of it. That is intentional. The muting part wasn't. The only seeing the top half was. Hello Aeon, hello Crusader, hello Fireburny, hello Lopdal and Cyphus. It's good to see you all. We'll give it a moment, let some other people come in before we go through the first part. And now bob to the music, which is very nice. I like that. New bottle. Hello, Plan. Hi, hi. You are all behaving, right? Hoot hoot. You're immediately calling me cute. I can't glare. I wish I could. Imagine me glaring. Actually, hold up. Yeah. Gonna wait till the song is done and then we'll continue. Just allowing some more people to drop on in before we start the big thing. Also, just because this music is a vibe and I really like it. Can you like move everything? There are limits because I did use the Live2d free version, but the dust react to my eyebrows, as you can see. I don't have hand tracking. For one, how hard was it to figure out Live2d? We'll be going over that, but hard, very hard, lots of hours. Hello, gang gang. I'm not cute, thank you. And that song being done. I'm here. Hello, Sil. I wanted to wait to give some more people the opportunity to come in. So we waited till the song was over, and I think this is a good time. Cute model yeah. Okay, you guys ready? There's a there's quite a few of you here. Arrived just in time, I see. You have. So well, here we go. Hi. How are you doing? This feels so strange. Look, I can move. Ayo, ayo. It's not perfect, but it's mine. I did this all myself. Pretty neat, huh? My mom was very proud of me. It's so cute, looks so thank you. Let me show the rest of me. So look, I have a scarf now. And it shiny moves. Can you see it? We got reflections. Also, we got hair movement. Ooh. So I've got shinies now. And I bounce. The bounce isn't super strong. I had to do some concessions in the movement department so I could like blink, which I thought was a little more important. But we bounce. The most scarf of scarves. You have model now. I have model. That's actual fire. Thank you. I'm really glad you guys like it. That's so cute. I'll accept it. I'll for this stream. No, not the whole stream. That'll be like I'll accept it for now. This is very much good. Thank you. Look good. Well done, Luna, on both the art and the raking. Thank you, thank you. We'll be going over it all. I really want to show you guys just what went into it. But the model can do a couple more things. I was limited, but well, I got some things for you. So for one, I can blink individually, but because I really wanted to like move like this and be bouncy, I couldn't move both my eyeballs separately, which means that if I blink with the wrong eye, Live2d Studio will be like, where's your eye gone? Where's your eye gone? I can't see your eye. So it'll freak out. It generally doesn't like it when I just keep one eye closed, but it really freaks out when I close the wrong one. Uni, that's so cute. Thank you. Also, as you can see, I blush when I smile, but I can do a stronger blush like on command. Then if I open my eyes real wide, my pupils go small. So I get scared. Yeah, the mouth movement, I followed a guide, but it seems to very often just stick into being constantly smiley. Maybe it's because I'm smiley, but yeah, but it looks okay. But most of my movements, you can't even see. Like, you have so many small mouths. Like, so many small mouths. And you barely see them. It's all just, hey, I'm happy. I love the style. Nice, nice. You look like you're losing it. Well, I mean, well, you know, it's not entirely inaccurate. So the next step, the world. Ah, yes. What we do every night, Pinky. That wasn't the quote. You know, you guys know what I meant. Your art style looks so good too. I'm so proud of you. So many heads on. Thank you. I worked really hard. It's nice seeing you this happy. Well, I worked really hard on this, and it is very nice to be able to show it to you guys, and that you guys are also exciting. I was a little scared, I guess. Hey, Chad. I am pink. Okay, so we can do a couple more things. For one, so you've seen the blush. I've already used the blush. I also have it's the closest I can come to judging you guys. You're being judged. You know I don't have to speak Dutch right now, right? That's fine. For this once. You'll get it. En nu Nederlands. Je gaat nu niks begrijpen van wat ik zeg. Dat had je verwacht, toch? Dus nu is het Nederlands spreken. Terwijl ik je aanstaar. Terwijl ik je aanstaar. En hoe noem je dat in het Nederlands? Shoot, ik ben het vergeten. Hoe noem je dat in het Nederlands? Terwijl ik je... Weet je, Nederlands praten gewoon ineens is heel moeilijk. Oh, hoi. Wauw, dankjewel. Oh, dat is zo... Dank je. Oh, Deuren, dankjewel voor de cadeaus. De cadeausubs. Um, oh, dank je, Turen. Dat is echt heel lief van je. Wacht, geef me een moment. Kan bijna weer Engels praten. There you go. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. I really appreciate it. It's super sweet of you. And your first time chatting here. Gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. New model's insane, man. I worked really hard on. I'm glad you guys like it. I would love to have more expressions. I had to get creative. So I can still be angry at you guys. I brought the eyebrows back from the owl. It doesn't really work if I'm smiling. But beware, the owl can be angry. You are judged. Oh yeah, I also have scared. I still gotta get used to the things. So, no, that's angry. This is scared. So this is just permanently in scared mode. So I can't actually blink with this one, so I can't keep it the whole time. But that's just if I really wanna, like, have me look terrified. Because I've noticed that it usually just, like, I can frown. But I smile a lot when I'm talking, even when I'm scared, and that confuses it a little. Angry, smiley, judgmental. and we still have the Tink. Only now the Tink moves with me. The owl still can buffer, and the owl probably will need to buffer. Let's be real. There's a lot of buffering to be done in this brain. So basically these work with stickers, and I can activate them all at once. And similarly for the expressions, I can activate them all at once, and then I have this mess. But luckily, I have a reset button for both separately. This message is highlighted. It sure is. The shiny on the pin. Yeah, I got a shiny. Oh, I got a shiny not only on the pin. I have a shiny on my little gems. They're not as movie as I would have liked. Same with the scarf. I had to do some concessions, so the scarf doesn't move nearly as much as I wanted, but I did get a lot of movement in the hair. Thank you! And the feathers bounce. Actually, my belt bounces too. You remind me of Noctowl. Oh, yeah, I guess I kinda would be, wouldn't I? I mean, I am an owl, and I'm nighttime and sort of blue. Most animators struggled there. I actually wanted way bigger whooshies, but I would have needed far more deformers for that. And, well, that wasn't possible in the free version, but I did what I could. And, you know, I think it's pretty whooshy. Yeah, the feet just like, I have them all separated, but I had to put everything into one, so I can just, like, slightly bounce like this. I just love the outfit too, and I agree with A on the gloves are hacking my lives. Yeah, I really wanted gloves. I don't know. I will be showing you guys the design decisions I went through in a moment. I think that was all of the things, right? Oh, I mean, you'll see that in a moment, but I made sure to set up like movement options. Again, those are all the expressions we have now. I don't have a sad yet, unfortunately. I mean, I can be sad just by like looking sad now. So, thank you for the follow, Dariel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you guys are liking this. Oh, I missed say this in Dutch. I feel like I need to be like Noor detective for this. Nu beginnen we serieus te worden, mensen. DJ! DJ! Hi! Thank you! Hello, Raiders! Hi, hi! Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Wait, Nisat isn't there yet. I'll give you a shout out myself real quick. How was the stream? Thank you so much for stopping by and my debut. I really appreciate it. DJ is very cool, you guys. I don't know what Unicorn Overlord is, but if DJ was playing it, it probably was a great time. He's very funny. If you guys, so DJ is doing something really cool. He's got this thing called Nexus, and basically, I think the next one is the 25th. Oh, memories, brain. The date is out there, but he does something called Nexus Wrestling, and it has a whole story, and it even has like little puzzles to crack beforehand in the trailers. And every month or so, like roughly a little longer than that, he does a special stream where he does a voiceover with really cool guests, and you can watch it. And it is very cool. It's very fun. I highly recommend it. It is a grand old time, and you should check it out. And also, he's just a really cool guy. 26th. Double check the times because the owl's bad with them. But go check it out. It's really cool. That's excellent. Unicorn Overlord is 6 so far. It's a strategy RPG. Oh, I already have too many games. Oh no, more shinies for the owl. If you like anime and video game character wrestling, you might enjoy it. Yes, that. But hello, everyone. Thank you. You look more concerned than serious. Yeah. There's limits to these eyebrows, which is like high and low. And I can't frown. I can just look concerned. Which, to be fair, not entirely inaccurate. But I really appreciate you guys coming by. And thank you, Bunny, for the compliment. And thank you, all the raiders. I'm Luna, if you don't know me. I'm a variety streamer, and today is my model debut. And I made this all myself, and I'm showing it off. And I'm nervous and very excited. Thank you! Thank you, Ballistic. Usually I'm a little more calm, a little more mellow, but I'm very excited right now. Thank you, Ballistic, so much for the 5 gift subs. I really appreciate it. Luna, yes, Yubi? Bros pretending they aren't. You'll get the eyebrows. I can still look angry. I'm not cute. How dare. I'm a terrifying owl. I've got gloves. And I I don't have a weapon. I mean, pretend I have talents, all right? You're cute because I need to make a scary model, don't I? I need to. You guys aren't intimidated by the glare. To be fair, it's not very intimidating if I mostly look concerned. Or like mischievous. It mostly looked like I'm up to something. I can't blink when I'm glaring because it's basically setting the eyes to like this state. But if I do that normally for some reason, it moves the eyes up too far, so it looks like I'm like holding my eyes back up. I don't know why it does that. The new model is great. The expressions are nicely done. Thank you. I worked really hard on it, even though I had to make some concessions so I could like move and bounce. My eyes can't move separately, so and VTube Studio doesn't like that. So if I blink, it freaks out because it can't see the eye that it's using for tracking. Then again, with this, it doesn't work exactly great either, but 25 viewers. Don't get me nervous. Oh, good. A hype train. Wait, hold up. No, wait, Will, why? I'm proud of you, cutie. Gosh dang it. My old-time friend betraying me as such with a train of all things. I really appreciate it, Will. Thank you so much. Yeah, hype train. Choo choo. Oh, for anyone coming in, I can also look terrified. And, well, you've already seen the eyebrows just now. And I got a Tinky. Now's buffer. Yep. You know, I'm keeping that too, even though the game I'm playing, we're not playing it anymore. It's not useful to scare me anymore, but it's a good choo-choo, so I like it. I think we shall keep it. Brody's cute and pretending they ain't. Bro, just admit it. Never. I'm not. I come on, just frown, please. Model, work with me. I'm trying to be intimidating here. Yeah, no. I'm gonna need some more practice with that. I'll go make some breakfast. Have a nice breakfast. Oh, good. Cyber. Thank you. Thank you so much. You don't. You guys know you don't need to, right? Like, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. I really appreciate it. The angry model van Angry Birds. Get pampered, little bro. I am getting pampered. Gosh, you guys are being so sweet. I expected some people to be crazy. I didn't expect all of you to go this hard. And I really appreciate it. It's super kind. I think I need to some deep breaths. I'm talking so fast and so excitedly. I'm never usually this excited. Like, I would be jumping up and down if I could. Actually, technically I can, but I don't think the camera would like that. Pampered sounds so weird. Oh yeah, because of the diapers. But that's not what it means in English. Well, you know I'm here to support you, but normally I sleep where you live. Oh. Wait, hold on. Don't be staying up too late. Like, I really appreciate you coming in. Like, really, 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 really appreciate you coming in and stopping by and the gifts and everything. But do like take care of your health. That goes for anyone just coming in now. Like, sleep is important. I'm really, really happy for people stopping by, but also, like, just stopping by, saying hi, and then going to bed isn't, like, do that if you need to do that. I don't want anyone to be losing sleep, like, messing up their sleep schedule because of me. What does it mean in Dutch? Yeah, it's the name of a diaper brand. But I need to have ref of models so we can make fan art later. I knew I was forgetting something. I mean, I'll post the ref. Do poke me on that. I might forget because Yao has a very smooth brain. But I will post a ref. Actually, speaking of refs and art, let's go to our second part of the thing, because I've got more stuff to show you guys. Button. No, that's the wrong button. These buttons haven't changed. I'm just silly. So I try to roughly keep track of how much time I spend on things. So these are my tally marks. I ended up stopping keeping track of tally marks because it was so much work to keep track of tally marks. But these are all my tally marks. I kept track of them in my in a separate piece of paper. It took a lot of time. But I will sleep now, chat. Make Luna feel cute. Night night, Cyphers. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the gift subs. Just thank you for being so supportive. I really appreciate it. Bro, having Luna stand where she always stands makes you see how cute. Oh. It's just gonna be a flustered Luna the whole stream, isn't it? Thank you. Yeah. So let me translate. Let me translate this to hours. So the the drawing was 27.5 hours, the rigging was 66.5 hours, and the hatches, it was the other setup and things like was 9 hours when I calculated it, but it was far more. I just stopped keeping track of it. I was like, I'm so done keeping track of things. So I think that was more closer to probably like 15 hours, if not more actually. Because surprise, surprise, after you've drawn and rigged the model, setting it up in VTube Studio takes some time. And then making sure everything works in OBS also takes some time. More than a month. Yeah, it I spent over a month of time on this. I spent a lot of hours on this. And that doesn't even fully count all the tutorials I watched, because I didn't manage to do this without tutorials. And I didn't really fully count all the tutorial time and work I did beforehand. Oh my god. You completed a level 5 hype train. That might have been the highest I've ever had. Bro, the rigging's fine. Thank you. This is wild. Did you even sleep? I did manage to go to bed somehow. I put myself to bed extra early, and then I just vibed wide awake. I was just I was in bed, like actually. Hold up. I was in bed like tomorrow. I can't sleep. Like I need to sleep and I can't. I was so like I was like I need to sleep. Sleep won't take me. Bye. Still getting used to which does which. So you'll be seeing me schmoof about the screen like a lot when I'm figuring out, oh yeah, it was this button. I remember how I drew a picture for a week, but 100 hours, yeah. And that doesn't even fully include the design phase. The drawing phase was just like drawing the rigging part. I didn't even track the design phase. Speaking of, we went through a lot of iterations because I was like, I have no clue I have vaguely a clue what I want, but I want to go through all the ideas I have. And I had a lot of them. And this is only just the beginning. Years later, you'll become a new idol. Sweet dreams. Yeah, night night to anyone. Also, hello, Mist. It's good to see you. It's been a while. There's two. I'm. How dare? Thank you, but how dare? But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna throw all kinds of things at the wall, and see varieties. Have you watched that? I actually have. I watched it after I like started designing my thing. So I fully designed it. I started watching it when I was rigging, so the design was already fully completed. Luna is our favorite idol VTuber right now. Luna, I need to be able to sing for that, because you guys, I can't sing. Owls aren't known for their singing. But yeah, so I actually considered going short hair. I thought maybe that'd be more owly, so you can see a couple of Lan. I kind of wanted to be a dragon, so we had Dragon Owl for a while as a concept. I did kind of want a tail, but I wanted to be an owl tail, and it would take up a lot of like space, so I ended up not going with that. I might still at some point get myself some kind of floofy tail, but it's also I'm limited by how many layers I could have in the free version of Live2d, so the tail had to go, and it just didn't end up in the design. Also, more of a, I don't know, belt looking design. Cape. I like capes. I really like capes. And that's why Ash has a cape. The character whose design I kind of maybe have lifted from myself at some point. Then that was round 1. I have multiple rounds on design, so guess I kind of wanted to go like artisan. I have some designs where I have an apron, still thinking of doing that because the artisan thing doesn't really come through right now. I look more like an adventurer, which I don't mind, but it might be cool to come back to that. All the designs look so good, thank you. Try singing, I guess. No, you don't want me to sing. The Alice is cool, except for 3 season. You even have short hair, otherwise we have to cut off the back. I have very long hair. That's why my character has very long hair. My real life hair is, I think, actually slightly longer than the hair I have here. Basically, if I put my hand at my back, at the small of my back, then I can easily grab my hair. That's how long it is. Like I'd say, it might be like a meter or something. It's very cool detail, the realistic. Yeah, I try to. So basically, the idea is I want to be me, but then like slightly fancier owl. But I want to try and keep the model very similar to me. So that's why the hairstyle is as it is, because I did base it off my own hairstyle. Maybe when you stream art, I'm so nervous to stream art though. Why the heck don't you donate some? You got enough. Donate my hair. I actually have thought about that. For like a really long time, I have intended to let my hair grow as long as possible and then donate it. The thing is that it's actually really hard to find a reputable like donation source. A lot of them have like questionable methods of where their hair actually ends up. And also I couldn't commit to the short hair yet. I'm like, I need like one good photo of me with long hair to memorialize it. And I'm not very good at being on photos. Like I don't look very good on them. So if I cut my hair short, which will happen someday, I do intend to donate it. Oh, that's me drawing on the page. Really don't want that. Yeah, we also had some dress designs. We had some fancy pants. That'll probably come back if I ever do a Villain Luna design in Live2d. I'm not sure if I will, but some more dress. I actually really like this one. I think this one looks neat too. It's just not really the right vibe for me. I really ended up gravitating back to the poofy pants. That is basically a design choice I made a long time ago, where the pants will always have to be poofy. I will have to need ear tusks, and somewhere there needs to be a moonpin. Also, the gloves were actually originally part of the design, so I'm really glad to bring that style choice back. Of there needs to be something around the hands. And I know that pain. It feels like every vote in me catches my bad side. Or maybe all my sides are my bad side. Yeah, I'm starting to think I have that same issue. I just look I just look really bad in photos. I squint or I blink or I just look doofy and it's really bad. Gang, what are you doing? What are you summoning the Illuminati? Do I need to be scared? Um So you can sometimes see potion bottles. I wanted to go, again, artisan, sort of potion maker. I drew in a braid here. I sort of like, I was like, okay, let's just throw things at the wall. This isn't what I went with, but part of designing things is just even drawing out the things you think won't work. Just to like check, basically. It is rough draft, so it's like, just chuck in everything and anything. I'm going to leave you, goodbye and good luck, and like, the owl is not, it's not meant to be eaten. I might have an artisanal cafe with like gems and gem foods. The owl is not part of the menu, but thank you and take care. We're going to deeper to new popular YouTube. I don't know if I'm ready for that. If I become popular, I'd hope it's because people are just enjoying their time here. Yeah, I had some different belt things, which I liked. You can see that basically the poofy pants are there now always in most designs. We did some another round of short hair. I consider the short cape, because the long cape basically would break up the silhouette too much. The short cape ended up becoming a scarf. I do still like this design. There's a lot of good things. Then the next round, yeah, we have even more. So this is actually kind of close to what I ended up getting. It's just, well, with short hair. The reason most VTubers, if you might have noticed, a lot of them have short hair because that's good for the silhouette. If you have like super big hair, then your silhouette is just one big blob of like your hair. And you kind of want a recognizable silhouette. Good morning, cute little owl. Hope you're doing amazing. My nice new model. I'm just gonna take the for a walk, do some quick grocery shopping, and make some breakfast. Then I'll be back. All right. Good morning, Nisette. Have a good walk. No owl on this menu. No owl on this menu. Do not sugar the owl. Also, hello, DJ Kalen. I'm not cute, but thank you. Can she do a shoulder cape? I did consider that, but I ended up not putting that in the design. But as you can see, like I ended up doing a lot of things around the shoulders. I wanted to basically initially I wanted to have fluff there, and I was like, I'm not sure if that works. So that ended up slowly morphing into being a scarf, and then these were some like last very rough drafts. And then we ended up moving onto these guys. So I used all the sketches first, and then I combined the designs that I liked most, and I used like I went through different values to like sort of not figure out the colors, but like the shades of dark. What's your Jack? Oh, hey, Frog. Hey, Luna. Love the name. Thank you. I worked hard on it, and we're going just over my design process now, because for one, I want to show you guys, and secondly, I think it might be interesting. Hello, Genoxus. I'm not cute, but thank you. So you can see some of the short hair, like the braid, actually stayed, and the short hair here. I still had a lot of them when I still had the tail idea. And basically, like a lot of them had something around the shoulders. I also still like this design, just the flow. Like there was I ended up working these designs into values because there was something about them that I liked. I still kind of like this way of the belt thing. It's if I ever do like a sort of modern design, I might come back to this one because I do think I was onto something here. But this is more of a like I wanted more of a fantasy vibe. This is more of a modern sort of take. Also, still really like this. It's not that dissimilar to what I have now, to be honest. I think I guess it's the braid, maybe the necklace. I actually initially intended to have a toggle to remove my scarf and put it back on, but I ran out of things like out of parameters to use, so that just wasn't possible. Like I needed to remove the fact that I could move my eyes separately. And I had to remove a lot of things just so I could do all the things I felt were the most necessary. And then the next step I got here. So I worked out all the stuff I liked most into flats, values, and then I started working out the different colors. Hello, Jenny. Stretch check. You're sure about the sandals, though? Yeah, I wanted stretchy. uh, I knew actually from very long that I wanted to have feathers both at my wrists and my ankles. And I actually, if I could have, I would have included talons, like actual talons at my feet. Um, I wanted to go more owl. I ended up foregoing the talons. I had too many separate things anyway, and I couldn't make it work, as in I couldn't make it look like talons. So I forgone that. I was like, that's just gonna complicate the design. But I kept the feathers. Model turned out great. Thank you. I'm going over the design process now. So then we went, yeah, I used all these different colors. I initially actually really wanted the pants to be much darker. But it ended up like when I played around with the values, I ended up liking the pants being lighter in like the general value thing than the scarf being dark. And then this. I have had this drawing for over a month now. I couldn't post it because that would reveal the design. I actually initially was intending to make a model that was fully lineless, to just like look like this. I decided against that because I thought that it would make it really hard to distinguish the parts at smaller, like when I was in the corner. But this was the initial design that I think, or well, the finalized sort of design that I came up with, that I started working from when I was actually drawing the model that was intended to be rigged. Couldn't agree more. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Is the model something you can easily make changes to if you decide to want to add something to it? I'm not really. So I used Live2d free version, which limits the amount of layers you can have, the amount of warps you can have, and the amount of parameters you can have. So the layers are just like basically all the drawn parts. The warps are basically all the different ways you can then just change the drawn parts, and the parameters are basically your things that control, like, okay, if you go left it looks like this, if it goes right it looks like this, or your toggles, like, oh, being able to blink, and then you need to have it separate for each one because you don't want those to be connected. Solution: get the paid version, but it's expensive, and it's a subscription-based model. And also for my first ever model, it probably was a good idea to not overcomplicate things. I think I still owe you B-Day gifters too. How much is the paid version? It's a monthly subscription basis, guys. Don't. For now, for a while, I'm not going to go back to it at the very least, because I've got 2 commissions lined up for friendos that I need to tend to first. Hydration check. Thank you. He's asking how much. I'm not sure, and I'm afraid to give you a number, so I won't. But it's a lot. You can find it if you look up Live2d cubism. It's there. So this is my model. Or actually, this is number 4. Let me just. So this is number 4 of my model because I kept having to readjust things. This is number 1. Oh. Okay, I guess this is part of number 1. Part of number 1 got removed. You can't see much difference because the differences between is like which things are connected. So in this case, this version still has the lines separate from the main piece. And basically this is so that for some reason, if I want to go back and recolor the lines, I can do that. If you were to change the things, could you still use the improved version regardless of the subscription running out? I'm broke, Luna. I'm not going to give you money. I have my own project. Good. Keep your money. Do your cool own projects. Also, I did the hydrate. Yes, basically, if you make something in Live2d Cubism and then export it, then you can just keep using it in VTube Studio. You don't need to have the paid version. The thing is just, if you import something and you don't have the paid version and it has more layers, it'll be like, excuse me, you don't have enough monies to use all these layers. So yeah, it sucks for you. Once it's done, it's done. You just can't edit it anymore. Yep. I think actually I want this to maybe, oh, that made my, that made my browser switch for some reason. The downside of using keyboard. I was like, I think I want a close-up toggle. I'm using my keys and Alt, and that is making other things react also. Oops. Having limitations is a great way to help focus ideas. It sucks that it makes it difficult to edit though. Yeah, if I hadn't had limitations at all, then what I know is good practice, technically, if you want to like use a model and know you're gonna use that base and then just put different clothes on, is to basically have like a sort of a Barbie underlaid version that you fully move, and then have the clothes separate on top of that. So you can basically just play dress up with your own model. I started pro trial a while ago and it brings in a lot of pressure. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Goodbye. Bye-bye, Lob. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Good night, I think. And as you can see, also, a lot of the stuff was still more separated. See, so I got my thigh and my calf and my foot separated. Here, the foot is already one big piece. Originally, it was even further separated. Until in the final version, the legs are just one big piece because I ran out of layers. It was like, yeah, that's too many layers, my friends. So these end up being the layers. The arm also used to be upper and lower, but it's separated in this. Then I initially had the shadow separated, of course, but I couldn't do that anymore. So now the gems are all one piece, and the belt and the I initially had the belt and its buckle separate. I initially had like the back part of this scarf here and like the longer lower part separate. But again, I had to merge things as much as possible because I didn't have enough layers. And it's also why there's a shadow here so big for the scarf, because initially I wanted to be able to remove the scarf and the shadow, of course. But that was just, again, not not possible. And then of course there's a lot of details in the face. Like, I mean, I guess potentially I could have merged these, but I ended up not doing that. I probably would make different decisions if I could. Also, the nose used to be multiple parts. Now it just was into two. And, well, you can't see it, luckily. But it gets very wonky if I fully turn my head to the side. But it is... Generally, I've noticed that the movements are always more limited in VTube Studio compared to how extreme you make them in Live2d. So that means that this looks actually quite reasonable, but my head would turn actually a lot more extreme in Live2d. That's so they can all move individually. Yeah, basically, the only way to make something move individually is to have it on separate layers, pretty much. If you don't have it on separate layers, it can't move individually. And that's why the mouth is like this. Now, I think I could have done the teeth slightly different. Yeah, the mouth has a lot of parts to it. So you got the inner stuff, and then you got the bottom lip, which then has the line, the lipstick, and like all that is the lip separate, and the same for the upper lip. And the hair just has a lot of, so they can all move individually. I probably would shade the hair different, maybe. I keep rediscovering how I want to shade things with humans, so yeah, it's a lot of layers. It's a lot of layers and a lot of drawing. And then these are all the colors. We went through a lot of things. And this was the initial sketch. So I did sketch a lot of it. So I had like an initial sketch technically, which was basically this as just a body, and then a rough draft of the clothes, and then I built better details on top of that. Oh, you couldn't see all that because I had it moved over wrong. Great, lovely. Let me... There. So initial draft, you can even see the heads to measure the height. Then the rough clothes, and then all the other details building on top of that. There. Yeah, it takes a lot to make a Live2d model. It takes a lot. It's impressive and really cool. Thank you. Happy you're now still gonna end this loop of making new models to you. Oh, I've been cursed. And it makes sense. So it becomes a kind of balancing problem between an expressive face or more physically active character. Exactly. In the paid version, I don't think it's fully unlimited, but it is, you have a lot of wiggle room. Whilst in the free version, it's just, you got like 50 layers, correct me if I'm wrong, and about the same amount of warps, and then like 30 parameters, which you think that should be more than enough. And then you're wrong, because every movement takes a parameter. Every single one. Just everything. Like, just closing my eye. But then I need that to be separate for both eyes, so that's already 2. And then I want it to maybe smile when I smile. Well, that's a separate one. Let me... I'm gonna need to mark this, I think. I think I want a close-up. You can't see that, but I'm doing that right now because I know I'll forget. I need to go here. I'm doing that live on stream. Move model, yes. This position is fine. And then would this work? No, this would make it so yeah, so it gets confused with the other thing. Okay, that works. I might have to adjust that later, but for now this works. We got some work to do now, lads. The fan art gallery is gonna need some major new additions. Yeah, I should. I don't have a reference yet, but I'll make sure to upload one. Unless, I mean, unless you want one now, I guess I could get a quick one now. There were moments where I put several toggles in one parameter and then will rotate through them every time I want to activate one. Oh. Yeah, but it can only do 2 at a time. Like, you can only have like one words. One parameter combined with another. Like, if I have my eyes closed and I smile, that's like 2 combined. If I had more toggles, I would have tried that for expressions probably. So I could have like had a different frown, like not just sad eyebrows, but actual angry eyebrows, something like that. But I just like I literally had to link my eye movement together, and yeah, I got really like I had to remove a bunch of things just so I could have my ear tusk move as well as my hair move, and then not have be the same exact physics, because it looked really like, now it looks fine, but it looks really weird if everything moves exactly the same. It looks super unnatural if the physics make it so that everything sways in sync. It looks so old. Otherwise I would have done that. Like, a lot of things are combined already, like my hair swing and my scarf swing and a bunch of my clothing stuff are all on the same one. Like, 5 different hand movements, so anytime I switch between 2 opposite ends, the model would do some ninja hand move. Oh, that gives me ideas. That sounds very fun. I think what took up a lot of parameters is the bounce. If you can see, I don't just move one direction, I like bounce back. And it's not super strong, but I feel like it just gives a little more life. But that means that I needed for every movement, I needed to have a different physics parameter, which of course took up like 3 of them. Cute bangs. Thank you. Yeah. There. Yeah. I really wanted the moon pin to have like a light reflection. Physics fun. I do really enjoy playing with the physics. Like, let's be real here. When I return to Live2d at some point, because I will, I need a break because I've been spending over a month on this, and also I have other drawing obligations. But when I return to it, I know I'm gonna play with physics more. Like, good, let's be real. I actually really enjoyed the rigging and physics part, almost more than the drawing part, but that's because I had to draw a human. I'm not very good at drawing humans. Like, I needed to, because I want to be human Luna. We cannot be a gem or a drink. I mean, we could be, but it would be a funny gag. I don't think it would be good for always. But I don't really like drawing people, and it was so much work. Physics is the most fun part, yeah, because it's like, you're like, oh, look, it swooshes. Swoosh, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. This is the most fun part, that I can go like so now. That you can tell which parts of the model I'm prioritize. Yeah, that was, I think, all of the stuff. I'll put. Whoops, I'm faceless. Let me take a peek real quick, see if I can. It's alive. It is alive. I could have sworn I had a yes. So it's not the most perfect reference, but for people, if they really wanna, for some reason, get a drawing in, I will post a reference in the Discord and I shall pin it. It isn't perfect, but it's something. Also, I could post this piece. I mean, it's not as good as a reference because, of course, it's not exactly what it would have looked like, but I can post it right now, and I'll do proper post to social media later on. It's a lie. Oh, that's clever. I like that. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yes, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You know what? Because of how happy you are, I have the reference now. You can't have it back. You can pry it from Michael. Why would I want to do that? Did I? What are you gonna do with the reference? Should I be worried? Because I'm worried now. You can also tell that that the chat is left from me. Right now on this screen it's right, so it looks kind of weird, but yeah, chat, you're left from me. Mild evils. Oh, I love this song. Or, well, I mean, who doesn't? Let's go back to this screen. I'm gonna close all my can canvases, cantings, can. It was really hard selecting music because I was like, all the free to use stuff is all techno and lo-fi, and though lo-fi can be chill, it didn't feel fitting for me. So gang, groep. Yeah, groep. I really like this music. Um, it won't show up in the vault because you're out. Um, well, I I I don't think this is technically free to use, but it was really hard to find something else. So just sorry. I will, if people want to know, I'll link the list somewhere. I initially wanted it to pop up on the screen, but I ran out of time and I thought it was getting kind of intrusive, so I left it out. Um, Seeing as I don't do music often, I just don't have a list prepared really. But I did get Spotify, chill jazz. Yeah, I like jazz. I like swing. I wanted something more chill, so I didn't want the fast swing and I didn't want anything with like vocals. So jazz it was basically. There was something else I found, but for one, it wasn't on Spotify, and secondly, the person that made it was like, I don't like. They had it pretty clear in their, well, I had to translate it because it was in Japanese, but they had it pretty clear in their description. They were like, I don't want people to use my music for their like background stuff. So it's like, okay, I guess that's off the table. It is really lovely music. I really dig the vibes. I really wish I could have, but I mean, if they don't want to, we're not going to. Like, it's different when it's really old music. I feel that the people that made it aren't going, like, for one, I paid for Spotify, so it's not like anyone whose music I'm listening to isn't getting anything. Secondly, well, they didn't specifically say, hey, please stop using my music. I think I had a stroke there. Am I the only one who that this is nimble that makes them look younger? Yeah, I guess I have more of a rounded face. Um, so I can see why also because I'm this stream at least a lot more excitable. That also tends to give a younger vibe. this, this music is so nice. This is the kind of stuff I would listen to when drawing if I wasn't terminally online and trying to keep up with VTuber news because I feel like I should. I honestly don't think it's great for me. Maybe I should just go back to listening music. But I'm also trying to keep up with friends and like listen to their streams whilst I draw. When I draw, it's like there's only one Luna and there's so much content. Thank you for the hydration. Older Luna had a kind of big sister kind of vibe. Funny you say that, because technically I'm a big sister. I think generally expressive may add to it. Yeah, I mean, it's very bouncy, and this models, because I smile a lot, or well, I intend to smile a lot, it, this model continually looks very happy, whilst the other model looks more reserved, which was intentional. I'm not technically that confident of a person, at least not in social settings. Oh, my model, me taking a sip looks weird. I'm not looking up when I do that. Yeah, it might also get a little confused by my glasses. Thank you. I'm not cute, but thank you. A moving model makes a big difference to personality, definitely. Luna is shorting out. I mean, I'm fine. The model is having a having a moment. It's so my camera is technically slightly too high up. I have it on top of my monitor. But that does mean that it's technically above eye level. And I believe you actually want your camera lower than higher if you can't have it on eye level. But I just couldn't find a good position for it, like lower down, that wouldn't get in the way. Also, it's just a normal camera. Technically, iPhones have better tracking. I don't have the money to just buy an iPhone for the better tracking. That's not in the budget. I need a new phone. It's not going to be an iPhone. And if I'm going to have a new phone, I don't want it to basically be stuck at my computer the whole time. So, my friend, my phone is I'm pretty sure a 4S or 5S. The better tracking is 10 and up. And also my phone is now refusing to do basically anything because all of the apps have decided, hey, so your phone is so old, we're stopping with supporting it. Like we're not gonna give you the software update. It's so old, it's just a liability, it's a safety risk. iPhone isn't updating your iOS, we're not updating. Get a new phone. You cheapskate. You've had this phone for over 10 years and we can't allow that. So I haven't been able to easily access my bank for like 2-3 weeks now. I'm not out of it, but it's like if I want to access my bank at home through the internet on the computer, it needs to be verified it's me, which was through the phone app, which is like, I'm not gonna even open because this phone is so old. That's just a bad idea, friend. I've had my phone for long that now it takes 3 hours being on before the battery is dead. Yeah, my phone doesn't. Like, if I open Discord on my phone, it freezes if I try to video call. If I open the internet on my phone, it'll be dead in like an hour. Like it'll drain the battery. It's honestly, I knew I needed a new phone for a long time. I worked on it. I was gonna get someone else's phone, but that was like a barely recent phone and we couldn't get the transfer to work. Sometimes I use a weird mixture of webcam and most of the tracking and my Android phone and vitamins for extra parameters, but rarely. A lot of extra setup for that many benefits. It's then before I even finish my shift. Yeah, that's... I mean, I'd be a huge hypocrite to say that you need to get a new phone, but that probably isn't ideal. At least my phone will stay alive as long as I don't use it for anything but calling and messaging. Well, yeah, I mean, that's all I can. WhatsApp still works. And like I can receive calls and sometimes the texts come in. It's had an issue with that for a while now. In any case, after this debut, I'm going to work on getting a new phone. I was just like rushing to get everything set up. So it's like, I can't look at the new phone right now. I have so many other things to do, like figuring out the audio cable, which I've gone through 2 different ones. I didn't even tell you guys about. And then we're back to another one that is black, because the other one I tested was a C2C, but it was white and it was really an eyesore. And well, this is also a C2C, but it's shorter, but it just works. If I want to put my mic anywhere else, that would be an issue, but for now it works. So hopefully the audio is good. My old phone's battery was so broken in the end that it would just instantly drain and turn off the moment I received the call. Ooh, yeah, that's no good. I mean, my phone is old and bad, but it's not that bad yet. It's basically the technology is forcing me to update because it's like, nah, we're not gonna support your old ass phone anymore. Old phone peeps. Listen, if I could stick with the same technology for most of my life, I probably would, because I have no desire to have the newest of newest things and I'm too lazy to upgrade. It's like just a hassle. You know, it's a lot more comfortable to just chat with you guys when I have a model because I feel like there's something actually interesting happening. Also, the music helps. The music is a good vibe. At least I hope you guys agree to that because I like the music. Yeah. Like everything on the phone I own, I have it as I exactly. It's like I got so much stuff on here. I don't want to have to go through the troubles of having to move all that stuff to the other stuff and then potentially get used to a new phone number and then potentially lose a bunch of the settings I had and a bunch of the information, because even though it should have transferred, guess what? Technology decided not to work again. Because when does it ever fully work like it's supposed to, right? It's like, yeah, you're telling me it's gonna be easy? Really? Yeah, it's gonna just work just like that? Sure. Fun quips with the universe and other such misleading informations. Luna just chatting arc. No. If people want me to get newer tech, they should make the new tech more impressive, not make my current tech break on purpose. Yeah. Luna's cute. Thank you. No, but thank you. It's a sub arc. Only reason to get a new phone is when the screen just won't turn on. Well, ideally, you get new tech before it fully breaks on you, so you can still transfer stuff. But, I mean, I'm on this. My old laptop, I kept it so long that I needed like a thing to put it on with a bunch of fans under it to like cool it from the outside, because it overheated so fast that I once burned my finger on the keys, and eventually like it couldn't just it wouldn't start up without overheating. I basically melted all the thermal paste inside. Young Luna didn't realize gaming laptops were a scam. Neither did young Luna's parents. I used that thing to game. That was basically my only salvation for a long while whilst moving between households. It was a huge laptop. It was barely it was a transportable computer, and that was about as laptopy as it was, because that thing weighed like 3 kilos or something. I needed a huge backpack to haul it back and forth. But I could play Minecraft on it, and yeah, it did drag me through a lot of stuff. But the machine was murdered. I used it so much, it just died on me. At some point, it's like, please, put me out of my misery. I don't want to turn on anymore. You've put me on extra life support. It won't work. Just move on. Leave me behind. So I did. And then I got the PC from hell. It just randomly shut off. And it kept telling me, no, it isn't the power cable, we swear. Guess what, guys? Guess what the issue was? Guess what the issue that couldn't be was? Guess why it was randomly just shutting off without warning? It was a broken power box. You know, the thing I'd been positioning from the very start, and several reparations and a new motherboard later. Finally, they were like, oh, it's actually the power thing. Oh yeah, sorry about the new motherboard. And then I got the issue where I got a constant beep from the new motherboard being installed. And I didn't have the old motherboard anymore. And not even installing a sound card fixed it. It was just a constant dee the whole time. Constantly. Regardless of the time before that it just randomly died on me and corrupted my entire hard drive. I lost a lot of drawings in that. Get a cloud storage. The moral of this story is get cloud storage. I pay about 110 euros every year to have all my stuff safe. And gosh dang, it has saved me on so many occasions of me accidentally overwriting a file when I didn't mean to. And it's just there. It's godly. Get cloud storage. Like seriously, just don't trust the hardware. Get cloud storage. A live model does offer a lot for interaction and engagement with viewers. I'm excited to see what else you do with it. It's already an amazing first one. Thank you. I had a laptop cooler and an Alienware laptop for gaming too. Yeah, I think I had one too. I'm not sure if it was I think it was what was it? It was, I think, something else. Not the power cable. It was the power cable. But that's always been somewhat of a tech nerd. So when I was living with my parents, having a well-working custom computer was not as complicated as now. Oh, I'm jealous. I return. Wow, a close-up. Hardware can sometimes not be such a hardware. Hard drives all secretly want to see the world burn. Yeah, I had an external hard drive that was intending to put things on that thing broke. I was like, okay, I'll just pay someone. I'll just pay someone, and I know it's safe, and I can easily just use my internet to have it like every night, every evening. When I go to eat dinner, I have it do an update of my files, and it's so much easier because let's be real, how often would you like pull an external hard drive from wherever you have it located and then connect it to your computer and then wait for it to transfer? I sure would forget clicking a little button and having it go whoop 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 to the internet when I go eat dinner. Easy. Much, much easier. Yeah, I had a lot of corrupted drawing files. It honestly, I actually got fascinated by the kinds of corruption it left behind. It caused some very interesting effects. And I still, part of me wants to, at some point, figure out how exactly like files corrupt, specifically image files, and see if I could like procedurally recreate that. Like just have it basically have a drawing and then put it through the program and have it do the thing that you usually don't want to do, but then on purpose in a way. Nuna over here asking if we go to the cloud district very often. Of course we don't. Wait a second. That's a different kind of joke. I have about 80 terabytes of storage in my server, and every day I say a prayer like a Warhammer tech priest to ensure it. You don't have a backup for 80 terabytes? Have you considered, on top of the prayer, occasionally offering a sacrificial lamb? Because, you know, that's a lot of data. Make sure to always please the universe and whatever tech overlords we have. Actually, maybe not a sacrificial lamb. What would a machine want? The idea of personally corrupting art sounds very interesting. Yeah, because for some reason, ever after installing Baldur's Gate and getting like my graphics card updated for that, I've had some weird artifacting when opening Google at times. And when I move my mouse over it, it clears up. But it's just been there. I live with it. It's like, you're interesting. You worry me a little, but you seem to be harmless. Um, it's very interesting because it's a different kind of artifacting than the um, hard drive corruption artifacting. And yeah, I just wonder how it works. I wonder what the computer does, and I wanted to repeat that, but then on my command. How often would I use the external hard drive that's over there on the shelf? The one right there, just out of reach. Yeah. So one other fun thing with external hard drives, because they're hardware, they deteriorate. What's the last time you checked if it still works? What's the last time you checked if you could still like, pull data from it? Because mine sure didn't when I wanted it to. Might I want to check that at some point. Not too far in the future. Because as someone who's experienced that, it's quite disappointing when you think you've got stuff saved and then it isn't. I have literally no backups for anything. If it gets corrupted, I'll just start again. You live live on the edge, my friend. Praise the Omnisci. I can't cram any more lambs in the server. All my images and history, I just don't really mind if I look. Fair enough. Artifacts on screen might not be the card, it could be the monitor itself. No, I don't think it's the monitor. It's like, it's little black boxes. It's as if it's like, it's seeing the text and it's like, I don't want to read today. So this is black and white. Here, have a box. And then I move my mouse over it and it's like, ah, yeah, fine. It's specifically with Chrome usually. I have myself saved my newer external hard drive from 2010. You might want to check that one. Make sure you plug in your hard drives and USB at least once every 6 months to prevent internal battery dying. Oh yeah, that's also a thing. Backups within backups within backups. I've been doing it. Okay, good. It's always an awful feeling when you go to the remote folder to grab a file and you get the little spinny wheel. Yeah, really curious how those corrupted files look. I want to think today. Card is so... yeah, like, I'm not mad at it. That's why it's leaving... why I'm leaving it be. It's like... reading is hard. I don't wanna... do you really need to see this? And often it's like... I mean... kinda... but you can have a moment. And then it does it. It just needs a moment. I don't have the artifacted images on this computer. I do think I still have it in cloud storage. I didn't end up saving most of them. I wish I had, but I was just so sad in the moment that I lost so much of my drawings that I was like, and I need, they didn't really put it back. Like, later on I found out they'd put 2 versions of Windows on my computer at the same time. There was a whole different folder, a whole different drive with a second Windows install. My computer from hell was an absolute mess, and I don't think I will be going back to the computer shop anymore. I just had to, because they were meant to like fix the stuff because they made the computer, and I have 2 different guys now that made this computer, and gosh, are they way better. Yeah. Custom computers. Be careful who you let them, like, who builds them if you don't do it yourself. I thought I'll let an expert do it because I don't know what I'm doing. Turns out, neither did they. Remember to appease the machine spirits in all your computers. Be nice to your computer. Just wait when it does the spinny wheel. Sometimes the computer also is having a day. Oh, by the way, are you using the free VTube Studio version at the moment, or is it the bottom one? I did buy it. I was like, you know, although I do love Scuff, I think it might be a good idea to actually buy the program, for the whole, hey, look, I'm having a model now. Considering I'm intending on using it. So, yeah, I did buy it. It's only fair, I think. Neat, then you can technically visit people. I didn't buy the DLC that has the sharing thing. Those are separate. You have the one that removes the watermark, and then you have the one that's like, oh, you can collab. I don't have the collab one yet. I might at some point, but only when I know I actually have a collab lined up and when I have access to my bank account again. Did you design a model in such a way that the new outfits would be fairly easy to make? I wanted to, but the limited layers made it so it's like, yeah, no. I just had to merge like the entire arm and the entire pants. So there isn't like a dress up doll underneath that I could dress up better. So unfortunately not. That would have been smart. I did want to do that, but having very limited layers to work with, that just literally wasn't possible. Technically, I could very easily recolor things, just as long as the shapes are the same. But I think if I were to make a different model, I've learned a lot from making this one, and I think I would do a lot of things different. That was also partly the intent. I knew that I would probably learn a lot of new things from just going through the whole design process. Just like being like, okay, I'm gonna make a full model. It's gonna be scuffed. I'm gonna run into things that I need to change on the fly to make it work. And I had to go back a bunch of times to redo things and make them bigger or just their size or whatever, or separate them out different. And then on the other end, I will be like, okay, so this is all the things that I would have done differently from the start if I knew. And now I know. Hello, Mara Mara. The wonders of the free version limits. I do think limits does make it so you have to be creative. Like, I combine a bunch of physics things I wouldn't usually have combined. I think it doesn't actually look half bad. Speaking from experience, you can do and explore a lot from using the free Live2d version. Can keep you busy a long time. And hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I actually think I've shown all the things I wanted to show. So, I mean, we are going to continue the stream, but like the model showing off part will be done. Yeah. Thank you all so much for all your kind words. I worked really, really hard on this. Well, 107 hours or something. Actually more, because I stopped counting at some point. And I was kind of nervous, but I think it went well. Good model is good. Thank you. Yeah. The big thing I would change if I could is I'd love to have more expressions like actually in Live2d. The Angie eyebrows are very funny meme. But I would like to actually be able to look angry just with the model itself. I also wish I could like, I don't know why, but the eyes are a lot higher up than I usually want. Did you make the rig the model yourself, Luna? Yep. 107, here's another treat for your hard work. 1 bit for each counted hour. Oh, thank you. You know you don't need to, right? You already give me more than enough. Like, seriously, you give me a lot of stuff. Don't stop. It's been your birthday recently, and I didn't even have a gift. I mean, technically we do our sort of birthday exchanges during Christmas because then I can send you certain food, but still. But thank you. I know, but as I always say, I want to. As long as it's because you want to, then it's all good. But yeah, Arch, I could, but I was actually thinking of playing Stardew. Although I do think we need a water break, because I've been talking so much, I've gone through basically all of my water. Busy! Hey! Right in time! Live2d looking amazing. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'll go quickly through the stuff I can do, just for you, because you just came in. So, I have a blush. I have a terrified. I can't blink when I'm terrified. I have a smug. I'm judging all of you. I have Angie, because my eyebrows couldn't be Angie in Live2d. Oh dear. And I have Tinkies. The Yowl is buffering. Wait a couple minutes until the issue resolves itself, hopefully. And I can activate them all at once to have this mess. And I have resets. Gosh dang, you say I'm gonna these. Nee. Also, I wish. And this is the whole thing. And I bounce. I even have the gemstones move. My untrained eye does have a couple small critiques that you probably already considered. If you're interested to know, I still think it's really cool though. Yeah, the shinies on the gems move too. And I mean, yeah, Do tell me, though I think I probably already noticed them. There's a lot of things I would do differently, or I wish I could make look differently, but I just have, well, limited skill and limited Live2d. Yeah, if there's things that you guys think I could do different for next time, I'd love to hear that, or have like a list in Discord, something to keep, because I know myself well enough that I know I'll come back to this. Like, um, just I it was fun to rig. It's very fun to have like something move that you made move. Like, I did this. All of this was me. It was I, Luna. Next time you're making model, tell us so we can crowdfund you Live2d. Well, I wanted to start in the free version because I knew that it would be good to limit myself. I do have some concessions I had to make because of the limits, but that's my biggest critique. I'll think about it. You guys support me more than enough. Like, the usually the sub points you give me, and just what I mean, I don't think I really get a lot from the ads, but it is enough that I think I'd be able to afford it for at least a month, especially because I got some stuff saved. The lip sync is a little off. Not sure if that's a matter of tweaking the model or learning to use it. And that's the main thing I've noticed, which I'm sure you will. Yeah, that might not be an issue I can easily fix, because that's literally an issue with it being able to read my lips. If you want really good lip sync, you probably want to use an iPhone tracker, and you want to use a thing called V-Bridger. Water reminder. I think I already did that, but I'll take another sip of water. Noonbook Pro VTube Maker now. I'm not a pro. Have you seen the pros? The pros are something else. Like, they have full magical girl transformations and like swooshing with a knife and stuff. That stuff is really cool. I'd love to have a model like that. I mean, I don't think I even want anything that detailed. For me, the most important part is that it's very expressive. So next model I make, I probably want to see if I can push the expressions even more. So, because I want to be able to like do more stuff in my eyebrows, basically. Because I'm usually pretty expressive with my eyebrows. I'm already very glad that I can like move those separately. Gotta buy an iPhone. No! Yeah. You're really, wait, did I already read that? You deserve the support. Giving extra life to your drawings. Amazing artist. Everything you've seen from look darn nice. Thank you. Magical girl Luna. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm opposed to that. I always thought magical girls were cool. Like, if I had the animation ability and the patience, I would have totally given myself a magical girl transformation at some point, because gosh dang do I think they're cool. They're like, just, yes. Do you make money using your art? Boom, professional. I don't. I do have a commission lined up, but I wouldn't call myself a professional. I'm back. What have I missed? Very lovely. Thank you. I'm not sure. We went through a bunch of the design process. Aside from that, I don't think you missed much. Aside from me rambling, having an expressive model makes it a lot easier to like feel like rambling, because there's actually something going on and you can somewhat see my expression. It's not fully accurate. Like, the model is looking a lot more worried and sad than I actually look. It's just that whenever I lower my eyebrows, it just goes into sad mode immediately. I guess it could have some tweaks, but it's basically just whenever I slightly frown, it just does that. Um, I feel like the pose is a little stiff and the shirt is lacking details, both probably limited by the program. Definitely smart to focus on the facial expressions, especially if that's what's going to be in the screen. Yeah, the the shirt is definitely limited. I kept that on purpose. I I didn't want to clutter the design too much because most of the time you're going to see it like this. And I guess there could be more interest around the shirt, especially maybe slightly stronger shading. But because, or I could like maybe pull up some, because I got a bunch of details around my waist. No, why? No, I wanted to switch back to the big. Uh, but for that reason, I didn't want to overclutter the design because if it's going to be very small for people, it'll just look weird. And of course, because VTuber, the main focus is going to be on my face. Yeah. I very love drawing, some of my favorite hobbies. Oh, me too. Even though sometimes art decides to be mean and the art muses have abandoned me, and I'm just like, why is art not arting? Why hand? Why are you betraying me? But yeah, the general simplicity of the shirt was on purpose. Though of course I could always add things to it technically. I didn't want to overcrowd it. I wanted like an area of rest for the eyes in between everything else. Um, yeah, I do still. I want to find a way to make it look more artisan. I want to find a way to lean more into using the kind of drawings I like to make. So, like food and gems and such. So I can incorporate them more easily into the streams because that's just the kind of stuff I like to make. And it would be nice that if the drawings I make for fun, I could technically repurpose at times. Um, but yeah, I have other projects now and I'm not quite sure how to change it all. Like I have ideas. It's just I'm not a background artist. Um, I'm honestly I'm not a character artist either. I would say if I specialize in anything, it's into just like still lives, I guess. Like making food and drinks is where it's at for me. So I guess assets, but assets aren't. They're like they're like the decoration on top of your cake. You can't just make anything. Those are the extras. It's not a good foundation. Oh, looking fancy in there. Hi, Luna. Hello, Lucent. Thank you for stopping by. I figured those choices were on purpose, but it's nice to know the reasoning now. Thank you. Shiny things, shiny things. And yeah, that's why I like talking about art. I wouldn't say like again, I'm not a character artist. I'm not a character designer. I know some of the design rules. I know some of the concepts, and that's what I used in there. Like I try to have recognizable shapes. So even when I'm like this, even if this was a silhouette, you might actually be able to recognize me because I don't think there's many people that have tufts that look like this. Like I'm not a bunny because it's two things. That was very purposeful. I didn't want to make it one feather. I specifically made it two feather. So even if I'm in silhouette, oh wait, this is not a bunny. This is not like someone's like weird bunny ears or whatever. There is something else going on. Hate to break it to you, but I bet real money on the fact that you'll update your design and make a whole new model once you fully decide how to implement the shiny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Um, it's just I will also need to actually do that. It'll take time. And I have a very big project lined up for Martin where I'm gonna try shiny gem Pokemon. Which I'm I'm gonna do a bunch of studies for. Part of the reason I moved VODs, I don't know, I doubt many of you know, but I upload my VODs to YouTube. and I switched my VODs to a specific VOD channel to hopefully empty out my main YouTube channel of all the VODs that were there, and then actually upload purposely made videos there at some point, because there's like terrestrialized Pokemon, and I think they look amazing. They're just gem Pokemon, and I love it. And there is a criminal lack of fan art for them. Pokemon is such a huge, like, so many people love it. And there's so few drawings of terrestrialized Pokemon. Like, it is criminally lacking. It's not that nobody has done it, but there aren't that many. And I hope that if I, like, hyper-focus study them, that what I've learned from that, I might be able to teach other people. So I might be able to go over the techniques I used, and I want to put that in a video and make a tutorial. That's the plan. Now, I don't really feel qualified to teach anything, but if it can help a couple people, because I just want to see more people draw gem stuff. This is entirely, like, selfish motivation, totally. I want more people to try and draw shiny Pokemon. I hate to break to you. Oh, already read that. This is your power. This is my power. That would be awesome. It would be. I like seeing people draw shiny things. And I guess I know a thing or two about drawing shiny things. But the way that the terrestrialized Pokemon work is kind of confusing. I need to jump into it more, because ideally, somehow, I'd find out exactly what rendering process they use, because there's something funky going on. Sometimes it looks like they're using like the transparent crystal sort of logic. And sometimes it feels more like they're using a gem logic of like, so basically a good gem, you can't actually see through. You don't want to look through a gem like you look through a window. If a cut gem you can look through, that is generally considered bad. You want a gem, then when you look into it, a cut gem, to just display a brilliance of whatever color it is. If it has a looking glass, unless it's modern gems, like you have like modern cuts that are more abstract and fancy, and then if it's purposeful, it's fine. But typically, you don't want them to be a looking glass. That is because it diminishes their brilliance. Now, sometimes it looks like Pokemon uses okay, we have the cut gem and you don't see the other side. And sometimes it looks like you can look through the Pokemon, and it also sometimes just looks like they took the Pokemon and they encased them into like a layer of crystal, which looks even more different, because then usually if you were to encase something in a layer of crystal, like if you were to freeze something into an ice crystal, generally the colors will diminish in saturation because you'll have like this sort of shiny overlay effect. But it doesn't seem consistent. So that's what I want to figure out. But I've tried to search. I've tried to find what rendering methods they use so I can better understand it. And I haven't been able to find it. So I'll have to crack the code some other way. I'll have to use some my prior gem knowledge to just, because I want to get it close, but I also want to take some creative liberty to like push the colors more, because it does tend to get kind of desaturated. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot of how to do this, as you can tell. You come a long way since sketch you used to make for Shady Stream. I think it's safe to say that your character art is always improving. I may not be here often, but I can honestly say it has been a treat to follow your break. Oh, thank you. I wonder if those were conscious choices made for each design of Pokemon. I thank you so much. I do think I have improved in my character art. It will probably never be my favorite thing. Like, I want to do character art because it allows me to express things I want to express. It allows me to make stories and express ideas that I can't just express with food, basically. But I always love drawing just pretty shiny things and food, things that make me want to eat them or want to just admire them. So that's always been something I like. Okay, goodbye again. See you later. Good stream. Thank you. Thank you again for stopping by. Take care. For Pokemon, I don't know. So the official render, like if you want me on a tangent now, beware. I've seen both your food art and GM and just so much. Thank you. So the official render of Pikachu with the balloon looks much different than it looks in game, which is makes sense because you don't want that many polygons in the game. That like would not be good to render for so many Pokemon. It would slow the game way down. I'm drawing someone to eat. Are we gonna talk? Generally for fun, I'm not not all the things I draw. Go tell daring detective love story between a grizzled biscuit and a sweet frilly cream cupcake. You know, I have so something I do at night when I can't sleep and I need my brain to like not overthink things, but I can't be like, you can't be like, okay, don't think of this thing, don't think of this thing. So I usually make up stories in my head. And I have one story and it's just a very, very typical, like, ah, yes, detective and evil supervillain. And they're technically enemies, but also they're not. I would just be telling their story. It is really bad because those are late night thoughts that aren't thought through. It's like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? If you prefer drawing things want to eat, I guess it's a good thing you don't prefer drawing people. I mean, as an owl, if I were to draw a rat, I mean, I have unfortunate news, but that would still track. But yeah, back to my Pokemon tangent. Um, I want to know how their rendering works because I want to better understand it. I'm going to like go in and call with Martin once I well, first I got to figure out the phone. I have a very busy April, like we have a bunch of family stuff and a bunch of offline friend stuff. But we're gonna be in a call and I'm gonna just observe things probably in the game to really see the like terrestrialized Pokemon in motion so I can better understand hopefully what the heck they're doing. Because I've been swinging between, okay, they're using an overlay on their base models that they're then like crystallizing, or they use the already existing technically facets of their, or it's not called facets if it's a 3D model, it's their, why am I constantly frowning now? Um, their what is it? Basically, the flat cuts, it's procedurally probably smoothed out. So they're just using the base like 3D model, but instead of then having it smoothed out, they turn that off. And so they get those sharp angles. But it seems like it's sort of, they give it then also like effects to make it more crystally. But sometimes it looks like the base Pokemon is still under there. And sometimes it just looks like it's an angular Pokemon. And I don't know why. Retro anxiety sounds no way rat. Always give in to the 2 a.m. thoughts. Eat. Yell hungers. Um, do you know if terrestrializing is just a battle mechanic or something Pokemon can use outside of battle? It is generally a battle mechanic. I have like over 100 references, easily. I got pictures of terrestrialized Pokemon in the game. I've got basically all the Pokemon official art I could find of terrestrialized Pokemon. I've got the Pokemon card game terrestrialized Pokemon, where they have different styles. And I've analyzed them. And one of them is definitely just 3D renders with like extra stuff added. And one of them is sort of a watercolor version, which I really like their interpretation of terrestrialized Pokemon. It's very nice, but it doesn't look at all like how it looks in the game. So it's not really what I was looking for. And then there's the one official Eevee art of Pokemon, and that's it. Pokemon itself hasn't done much terrestrialized Pokemon art, which... Wait, hold up. That's what we were playing. Huh. We've gone through the entire list. But Pokemon itself hasn't done that much art of it, which is suspicious. Well, not suspicious. Which makes me curious. Why? As if they also haven't figured out how to draw terrestrialized Pokemon. I've been very tempted to make games out of my delirious late night thoughts, like the ice gun. I can only shoot once because it shatters when fired, and you gotta use it quickly before it melts too much, and you get more by filling molds with water and putting them in the freezer. Huh. I kind of like that. Like, that would probably be kind of difficult to gamify, but I kind of, yeah, that's an interesting idea. Oh, so the game isn't your only source. That's cool. I was going to ask if observing them in a game would be difficult if your perspective is limited. It is. The game will still be the main source because there's very like there's one official render from the Pikachu that is very nice. Then there's the Eevee drawing as official terrestrialized art, and then there's basically the card game. And the cards in the card game, the way the terrestrialized is Pokemon are drawn aren't at all like how they look in a game, or not really. And I kind of want to try and at least attempt to capture what they look like in the game in a way. And then you have the official promo art for the newest DLC, which has one. But again, they draw them very different than what they look like in the game. So it can be an inspiration, but it's I can't use it as a very direct reference. Also, the Pokemon I'm going to draw is very complicated. So I'm gonna need to find, like, if I could find a 3D model of it so I can pose it in Blender somehow to help me with the perspective I want to do, then that would be incredibly helpful because it's like a really complicated Pokemon. But I kind of doubt that would exist. At the very least, I don't think Pokemon would want that to exist. What Pokemon? Okay, let me look it up. Because it's a name that I do not fully recall, but I have it here somewhere. Terrapagos. That's the name. It's like the little turtle with multiple turtles on top of it. And I got a lot of screenshots of it, but also something the game has an issue with. Everything is shiny. Once something terrestrializes, it's like in shiny caverns and everything is shiny, and most of the colors are fully overblown. It's like just completely white shine, which it looks fine in motion, but in a still, it's like this is a mess. I want to make a game where all the weapons are creatively inconvenient. Shoot me name also. Thank you. Okay, the owl will need to remember that. I'm making a note of that because that would be that would be incredibly helpful because my goodness, gonna like posing this thing in 3D is gonna be a nightmare. Aside from the whole figuring out how the flip they do their crystallization, terrestrialization, and then doing a creative spin on it. The turtle should be fairly easy. No, the terrestrialized version, my friends. Not the simple turtle. The turtle on the turtle on the turtle. Because if it was just a simple turtle, then yeah, I think I could figure out a turtle. I can't figure out the turtle stack though. The turtle stack is something else. Can't believe I've turned into a just chatting streamer. Turtleception. It is Turtleception. I think that's the entire concept of the Pokemon. You know, welcome back. I think this is a good time for a water break because I am straight out of water. And I think this would be a good moment to switch to a game. Because, well, I'm not going to sit here for 7 hours and talk. I haven't descended that far into the just chatting streamer arc yet. Also, I just want to play Stardew. So I'm going to do a water break. And then we're going to switch to Stardew. Sound good? I hope it does, because you don't have a choice. I want to play Stardew. And it's my stream. So yeah, be right back. There will be some ads in the meantime, so we don't have to deal with pre-roll ads for a while. And Stardew Valley parallel playtime. Yay! It's been so hard not to play it in my own time. Like, it's like, oh, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play. But I want to discover things alongside you guys. And I know I would progress way further off stream than I am, like, in stream. So, I'm playing Paul World instead, which is also fun. Speedrunner Al. Yeah, I have no chill in Stardew. In any case, ants, water break, also look at all that. Look at all the things you've done. Look at how cool you guys are. That's a lot of people. But yeah, be right back. Ants, go get yourself some water too. We'll reconvene in a bit for Stardew.